Hi everyone, Matteo here. In this video I want to show you how I brew the coffee with the Orea V3 using the Kalita paper filter. If you don't know about this brewer, the Orea V3, I invite you to go to check my previous video when I'm talking about this amazing brewer, and then come back here. Now I want to give you some tips on how to get the best out of the Orea V3. Let's start with the coffee. For this recipe I use 15 grams of coffee that I ground slightly finer than when I brew the coffee with the Kalita 155. Because Orea has a faster flow rate compared to the Kalita, so I compensate the reduced contact time with a finer particle size distribution. If you want a reference, I ground this coffee with a Comandante hand grinder at 25 clicks. Now water. Because Strogamid absorbs less heat, I use a lower temperature of water compared to when I brew the coffee with the Kalita. I do this to avoid over extraction. For this recipe I use 15 grams of coffee with 250 grams of water at 92 degrees Celsius. Now let's brew. For the first pour I apply 50 grams of water. After the first pour, I don't swirl the brewer, because I want to avoid trapping the ground coffee between the ridges. After the first pour, I let it rest for 40 seconds, to let the ground coffee saturate. If the coffee is fresh, I stretch the resting time for 45 or even 50 seconds, because the low absorbance of this material allows me to have a longer resting time without losing a huge amount of energy in the coffee bed. And now it's time for the second pour. 40 grams of water. And then wait for 30 seconds. Here in the second pour we have the highest extraction of the solutes, and here is where we get the beautiful acidity from our coffee. Now let's wait for 30 seconds and then we are going to apply the third pour. Another 40 grams of water. Now the fourth pour. Another 40 grams of water. As you can see, every time I apply the following pour, I have more water inside the dripper. This will help me to control the extraction and to avoid the over-extraction at the end of brewing. Now the fifth pour, another 40 grams of water, and then wait for another 30 seconds. And then we apply the last pour. The last 40 grams of water. And I always apply this very gently with a slow flow from the kettle to avoid excessive turbulence. Now let's wait until everything drains and finally enjoy our cup of coffee. Now that all the coffee is drained, it's time to enjoy it. Thank you very much for watching. Leave a comment below if you have any questions or if you want to share with me your method. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and also subscribe to my channel if you didn't yet. I wish you a wonderful time and delicious coffee. Ciao!